Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's having a good Monday. Hope everyone had a good weekend. So we actually have a decent amount of movers this morning. Let me go ahead and mute this before it does the echo. There we go. So yeah, we actually had a decent amount of movers this morning. We have DVAX. You can see here gapping up from 1089 to 1360. It's tradable on TEFs, and so I'm going to look to short this one possibly under this $13 level. Maybe under this low at 1270 as well right here. Looking at it to see if it holds 1350 here as well. We'll see what happens. Also looking at IGC, had a big red day. I don't know if anybody saw the video I uploaded this weekend, but a pretty big red day. I was able to catch this big downward move here. Sold at about 1340, so caught about half of this move. Got in at around 1385, 1386, wrote it down to 1340, so made about 45 cents a share on that one. Happy with that. But yeah, big down move, and so thus it's gapping back up some, trying to rebound some from this big gap down, or this big move down on Friday. So going to be watching IGC as well. Looking at YECO here, you can see YECO had a pretty bad red day Friday as well. Going to look for a possible rebound here today. Maybe if it breaks under these lows at 15.15 and continues dropping under 5, I'll consider it for a short, but it would have to look pretty weak just because it's down so much already in the last few days. So we'll see what happens with it. Also watching NDRA. This one's not tradable, but gapping up from 14.14 to 15.20, so a little bit over $1 gap up. Looking at some of these shipping stocks, TOPS was moving a lot. It went from 127 all the way up to 4 and then back down to 181, so kind of a crazy move there. NETE is moving some in pre-market here. You can see it's gapping up from 401 to 550, so pretty big gap up. SLS is gapping up some. SINO gapping up some. DCIX gapping up some. ESEA gapping up some. Low volume though. GLBS low volume. PXS low volume. So watching NIO gapping up some here from 732 to 772. AMRN is just about break even in pre-market. Same thing with NBEV. It's technically gapping down some, but it looks about break even. Gonna watch NIHD. PLAG, everyone. I think PLAG is a T12 halt. Something very similar happened. We were talking about it in our class yesterday with LBIX or LBIN. Last year or earlier this year, LBIN. I think it was LVIN. What was it? LFIN, that's right. Appreciate that. Cool. I was trying to think of the stock, but yeah, a very similar thing happened with LFIN. Went up to 142, came back down some. Yesterday's class was on extension levels in trading, and this one, the SEC started to investigate it. It halted and then resumed. About 400% lower than it was previously. And so that's what I'm worried about with PLAG. I mean, this is one of those stocks that is obviously getting manipulated. The SEC starting to investigate it. And, I think, a few things could happen with PLAG. It could never resume for a long time. It could resume in the next few weeks, but be kicked off the exchange and go to the OTC market, and thus would probably resume much cheaper. Like LFAN, like I said, it was halted like this at about $30, and it resumed at 6 or 7. And so these happen a lot with these type of stocks where they're obviously getting pumped up. I mean, a stock goes from 270 to 1150 in an hour or two. It's going to bring some attention to it. I think the SEC is probably investigating it. That's why it got halted this final time here. And we'll see what happens. I mean, typically they'll set a release date. I'll try to look up to see what's going on with it. But yeah, good luck for anybody that's in it. That's rough. Cool. Yeah, you're thinking just like I am. Cool. That's what I was saying. Like LFIN. The first thing that came to mind when I look at this one is LFIN. And so it's kind of a scary thing. So, good luck for anybody caught in this one. It's most likely going to gap down, I would say. But who knows? I mean, this is stocks. They can do anything, so we'll see what happens. What's up, Eric, John, Cool, Jason, Dot, Casey Mack, good morning. Alvaro, good morning. Huguetes, Tiny, Rail, Missouri, good morning, good morning. All right, so yeah, we got some action today. You see IGC, NBEV. Still going to be watching these. These have been the ones that I can mostly trade. Going to look at DVAX as well. In a second, we're going to look the news up to see why some of these are moving. But yeah, you can see NETE doing a pretty big gap up. I may look at some of these on Robinhood. We'll see. DCIX. So a lot of the shipping stocks is really what I see this morning. Hey, Tiny, check out TEUM. It bounced. Yesterday we were talking about TEUM, looking at the daily chart with this one. And you can see a little bit of a ascending wedge, maybe ascending triangle here. It had some support at 220 right here. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, it had some support at 220. So like if I remove this triangle here, you can see it. Right here. And so when we saw it gap down like this, it has support here, 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 here. And so it did have some support at 220, and you can see it bounced right off of there in pre-market and after hours. Went right to 220, bounced off of it. And that's what I said. I think it was good risk reward if you set your stop at 220, max risk maybe at 2. No, it's not ready yet. I'm still waiting for the email. Honestly, I wish I would have gotten it today. I was really looking forward to having it today, but I still haven't got it yet. So I'm still trading with my old intro. But I might be able to take some bigger swings with my old intro just since I'm getting a student anyways. Good morning, Nicholas. Yeah, you were one of the ones that was holding LFIN. I mean, it wasn't. Honestly, I'm surprised LFIN still resumed that high. A lot of times when you get stocks that do what LFIN did, they resume it in the pennies. And so it resuming at 7 was not that bad relative to a lot of these other cases. Nice, Chad. Hey, nice work, brother. What's up, Live Gains? Good morning, man. Good morning. Yeah, that's probably what it is, Chad. Hey, but congrats if you won it, man. Nice work. But yeah, a lot of shipping stocks moving today. SLS, Sino, GLBS, AYTU, DCIX, Tops. Some of the old school shipping stocks moving some. PXS, Seed. Hey, appreciate the sub, Joshua. Welcome, man. Appreciate it, brother. TTNP. I mean, it's definitely been in a downward trend for most of this year for TTNP. Obviously, from 285, just kind of trending down and down and down. This little bounce here, we'll see what happens. I think the big support levels at 50 cents. See if it holds there, continues to hold under there. It's at 34 cents or 40 cents now, so gonna watch it over this previous high of the day here as well. But I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna run to the restroom really quick. Mitch should be getting here fairly soon, so I'll be back. All right, so I'm back, guys. Yo, yo.
All right, so I'm back, guys.
Whoa.
That's on my phone.
Oh, okay. What's up, man?
Yo, yo. All right.
Yeah, I hear my echo.
There you go.
All right. All right, guys, we got Mitch here.
What's going on, guys? Money Mondays. Getting ready to get at it. Gonna go for that 12-day streak there. Let's go. Let's keep it going now.
Yes, sir. Let's do it, man. Yeah, so last week for me was basically a break-even week. What was it? Let's see. So Tuesday it was break-even. Wednesday was a losing day. Thursday was a losing day. And both Wednesday and Thursday I lost $10 in gross profits. And then Friday I made 21, roughly 21. I think I maybe $20.50 on Friday. And so I compensated for both those losses. And so really last week was a completely break-even week. Aside from commissions, I did lose on commissions, but in gross profits it was break-even. And that's not too bad. I'll definitely take that, considering, my wife was in and out of the ER and going to the hospital and having, some problems last week. And so kind of a stressful, out of the norm week for me. And so glad it just ended break even. I didn't end down much, so I'll take it. Nicholas, I mean, it all depends, man. Like, a lot of these stocks have come back down some. Like, a lot of the cannabis stocks, like TLRY is still moving some, actually. I didn't realize this one bounced some. But it all depends on the health of the company. I mean, a lot of these, like IGC, cheap. NBEV, cheap. CGC is a little bit more expensive. It's at 47. And so it just depends on the health of the company. And, I know it's a hot sector. Some of them are going to have hype. But with regard to long-term investing, I would just research the company. Be careful. There's a lot of hype and fluff news out for some of these cannabis stocks. And so just be careful. There's a lot of hype. Some of it's undeserved with some of these companies. But some of them are legitimately good companies. And so it all depends, man. You just want to research them with long-term investing. And, it all just depends. Yeah, Kron.
All right. Like I talked about on Friday, I talked about potentially the shipping stocks getting hot, guys. Um, as we saw them come up on the momentum scanner, I also saw that this is a time of year when they run. If it's ever going to run, it's going to be around this time of year. And November is actually the month last year where it ran, and into early December is when we started seeing the more crypto stock run. And this is why we're going to pay attention to these stocks. I guess this is exactly the reason why they're getting their momentum. I wouldn't necessarily say it's catalyst based or news based. It's more cyclical based. It's more because in the last couple of years, always around this time, the stocks have a tendency to start getting some strength, especially the shipping sector.
Yep.
And you're seeing the stocks all get a little bit of strength up there. They're not making giant leaps, so that shows that there's no specific catalyst out there. Just kind of more momentum from historical prices over last year. People trying to capitalize, get in these stocks early, set a short risk with a big reward potential, and I think that's what you're seeing here. I think the top stock to watch today is going to be Yelko. Yelko, definitely a stock that we can watch. It's made a full pullback here, so it is definitely not on what I would call extended. It's definitely made that half pullback here and could potentially break out long over 634 as I'm seeing a resistance, and that's what I would like to see. I'm not really looking at this one short. Of course, it can't always crash down and come all the way back down to where it started, but I do see the stock having a good daily pullback, good potential. If it does make a move to the resistance, I could see a move going all the way up to $10 today.
Yeah, it had a pretty big pullback yesterday, or Friday, after running up some. So this is kind of those moves where it goes from $2 all the way up to almost 18, and then right back down to 550 where it's sitting now.
Another good stock to watch is I'm going to be watching I like this one on the daily, starting to come down, starting to tighten up there. It has a tendency of pulling back, could pull back if it gets below 34s today. If it gets below those 34s, we could get a pullback maybe to $30. Looking at MBEV at the bottom of a trend line here, the bottom of a daily trend line here. We've gotten this uptrend to come through the stock, and kind of now it's hanging around below that upward trend. And if you see this stock essentially is a symmetrical triangle here.
On the daily?
Yep, on the daily. And so what I'm really looking for this stock is to see if it's going to get back above these 690s. If it doesn't get back above those 690s, this stock is not going back to that $10 resistance on the daily. If it does crack down below 550s today or 548, I'll be looking to nail it on its way down to $4.
Yep, I like that one.
So that's a plan for that one. Cron, kind of the same thing. The only problem with Cron is that the prices have started to tighten up in between the range there, and it's really getting tight, not looking like it's really going bear or long. Definitely has some resistance up there at $12.96, $13. Let's see if today it can get below 931s. 931s would make it interesting for me. Until it can get below that, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of ignore it, wait for those levels to crack.
Yeah, look at one I'm watching is DVAX. DVAX gapping up some. If you look at the daily, it really doesn't look bad for a short.
DVAX, yeah.
Yeah, typically when it pulls up like this, it comes right back down. Kind of in a little flag pattern according to the daily. And so going to look for it to pull back some. It's at 1340s now. And so pretty big move up. And just going to look for it to pull right back down here. Had some resistance at 1350s, 1366.
Yeah, you can see from a daily, this is really a downtrend, that it's breaking out of the downtrend. Now what we really need to see is can it get past that next resistance? The resistance I'm seeing, it's a beautiful one at 1450. 1450, it's actually a prior support. It has multiple touches, and it looks really well there. For this stock, definitely going to look to see if it can get up there to those levels. As you see, we got up to pre-market to 14. We pushed up, came down, found some support there at 1280s. Pushed up again through the 13s, got up there to 1360. Came back down to the support at 13. Pushed back up there, and now kind of holding again 13. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a support, a pre-market support at that 13.
Yeah, there's a few that we can't trade or that look good. NETE, Missouri's bringing up. Wow, look at NETE. Yeah, the last time I looked at it. Yeah, the last time I looked at it was at 7, and now it's at almost 10. It's at 985. 10. There's breaking 10, 10, 12. This one's really running right now. NETE. I'm sure they'll probably add this one in the next few days, but as for today, it's not tradable for me. But look at this thing go. Huge move. It might pull a YECO if it's not careful, man.
We got 1025 coming.
Just running.
That's the next, right there. Look, boom, up there to 1025. Daily resistance, guys. Look at the daily chart for NETE. We can't stress this enough, guys. If you guys aren't using your daily charts, you're not using your tools available to you as a day trader, and you're not going to get these kinds of gains. This stock opened up today at 390, all the way down at 390. You could have watched it keep breaking through resistance, trying to make its way up there on the VWAP, even on the daily. I don't use it often for the daily, but you're seeing it really test up there, going up there. Next resistance is going to be up there to 1244. This stock can really move. Um, these kinds of stocks really got me interested, and I'm going to probably be switching some money into a Robinhood account. That way we can take maybe some pre-market trades here, especially on stocks that set up this early, and just make a run pre-market.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Look at that.
that's kind of
Up
why
there
I like
almost to
using
12.
that's kind of why I like using Robinhood. I mean, Robinhood I like it because it has options, and so you can get in trades that have a defined risk with options. And I'm starting to like trading options, but also you know you
The
could.
only thing I miss about SureTrader.
Yeah, somebody left me a comment that said SureTrader stopped doing direct routing, and so I don't know if that's true or not.
I mean, essentially, they could have always been not doing direct routing. Um, you don't really know a lot of times with international brokers not being watched by SEC. Really, you're always taking risks no matter who you trade with.
For sure.
And with that being said, you could be told that it's direct execution. You could be trading CFDs without even knowing it. Um, Now, one thing I have noticed when I used to trade SureTrader, the orders sometimes don't show up on the ask and the bid. So that would kind of explain that the orders are not really going into the execution. But I'm not going to be one way or the other. I just always say it, and I say it with ours. There's strengths and weakness to every broker. And what you got to learn is not to be emotional towards the weakness, but to start using the strength to your advantage and trying to capitalize on that.
Yep. I mean, there's a few other good ones that I might be looking at on Robinhood is SLS, Tops, like I said, TOPS, kind of a crazy move for Tops. Tops went all the way up to 4 from a dollar, looks like about $1.30, $1.27, all the way up to 4, and then back down to almost $1.50. It's at 194 now, so kind of a crazy move there. NDRA is another one, gapping up from 414 to 514, so gapping up $1, 20%. Significant gap up there. I can trade NIO. Gonna watch NIO. It's gapping up some here. Right around testing the highs of yesterday. Kind of forming a lot of tops there at 778. So I definitely am gonna watch this one on the short side. See if it gets rejected up here at the 780s level. NBEV. I think you mentioned that one, but yeah, look how crazy NETE is going. NIHD is another one. Had a kind of a crazy day yesterday. Or Friday, and came all the way down to 550 and then bounced to 625 where it's at now, so definitely watching that one. VKTX, interesting. PSTI, no volume. So yeah, not too bad here. Yeah, exactly. Live gains. Like Tefs has a lot of really good benefits. Like I like Tefs, tons of shorts. So anything that's tradable, I can short, which is probably one of my favorite things. The fills are lightning quick on Tefs. No borrowing fees. Exactly. I'm a little worried if I ever get my account up enough to where I have to switch brokerage and go to kind of a big boy broker. I'm a little bit worried about those borrowing fees and having to borrow shorts.
Look at this one. This is a recent, well, not really recent, but known runner in the day trading. A pop, or what I like to call it, a poop.
I remember APOP.
A poop,
Yeah. Let's look at the daily.
You see, this kind of looks like a daily, kind of really similar to NETE daily. Really badly hit on the daily, reversing, trying to make its way up there to resistance on the daily at 773.
Yeah.
This is one to watch out for today. If you do see it pop up on the high a day momentum scanner, That will show that it's getting the volume that it needs and will start making its way towards that daily resistance of 773 or
Yeah.
79.
Also, so today's news is brought to you by SnapTrade. If you don't know what SnapTrade is, it's a really awesome website for traders that has a lot of cool tools to take advantage of. What I mostly use SnapTrade for is really building my watch list each morning. You can see I build my watch list here and then I share it with a decent amount of traders each morning. And so if you want me to share this watch list with you each morning before the stream, let me know and I'll add you to this list. But yeah, it shows you all the different indicators that are going on, like volume change percentage. So basically, you know, like how much above average the volume is on that stock. I think that's a really good relevant indicator. 3-day change percentage, where it's at relative to the 52-week high, and so forth and so on. But it also has some cool scanners as well. So regardless of what kind of sector you trade, whether it's the cannabis sector, you can look at recent earnings. You can look at high gain or volatile stocks, which is one of my favorites. And so regardless of what you're looking for, they typically have a scan for it. And you know, they did recently add this portfolio section, which I think is really cool. It's basically a crowdsourcing paper account. So basically they allow you to vote on your favorite stocks that you think are bullish, and then they add it to their crowdsourcing thing and follow it with a paper account of $100,000. So you could really see kind of how the stocks that are the most voted are actually performing. And then they actually have a real money account on Robinhood they do the same thing with. And so I thought that was a really cool aspect of it. Definitely a smart idea. And I think the last time I voted for AMRN. But even if you just want to check out the news, I can check out the most relevant stories in today by just clicking today's news. Or I can just go to Watchlist and it shows me all the big movers on my watch list. And so a really cool tool. Go check them out. I'll post the link, snaptrade.us. What's up, expatriated antiquity? Long time no see, brother.
Love you. Have a good day.
I'll be right back.
All right.
All right, we got about 13 minutes.
Yep. Let's do this.
But yeah, watching DVAX here, seeing if it's going to fill some of this gap on the way down. I mean, it's up a pretty big amount, over 10%. And so definitely looking at this one. Looking at it under 13, see if it can break under that support level, give up some of these gains, maybe down to 12, maybe even 12.50. Is what I'm looking for really with DVAX. It's tradable for us, so definitely going to watch it. Then probably NBEV, YECO, or some of the other ones I'm really going to be targeting down on. You can look at NETE here and see that it's pulling back a pretty big amount. It just dropped down to about $9.30 here, $9.35. So pulling back a huge amount, but man, just a big percentage move for NETE. CLGN, is it a new stock? CLGN. Oh, wow, I didn't even see CLGN. I doubt it's tradable. It looks like an IPO, actually. No, it's not. It's not an IPO. So this one's been around since February. The end of January, February is when it IPO'd. And it's had low volume previously, but for that reason, I doubt it's going to be tradable. It's not letting me look at it before either. This is very strange. What's up, Manny? I think they're delayed. I think they're more meant for. Not necessarily intraday trading, but they're more meant for like top lists. And so they're not gonna show you, you know, the big popping up stocks that are moving like at that time. So I don't think they're 100% real time. No. Let me look at CLGN. Doubt it's tradable though. No, it's not, unfortunately. STM kind of popping up on the scanners.
I'm gonna go heat up my coffee. All right, bye.
All right, brother. STM is tradable too. Interesting. But yeah, look at NETE, man. Just crazy move down to 9.45. We'll see if it bounces off the VWAP and the whole dollar here. The VWAP and the whole dollar are right around the same area, and so it kind of has double the support there if it can hold at 9. Yeah, we'll see what NETE does here. Pretty crazy move. Naturally as a short trader, when I see a huge move like this, this thing is up, 300%. When I see a 300% push up like this, I'm definitely more short biased, but it's all about when it's going to actually turn back around. A lot of times these just kind of keep going, but once they finally get into a downtrend, like they have their first few red days, they typically come right back down. A lot of times people even forget about stocks like this, and they just kind of quietly come back down. So that's something I'm watching. Another one that was moving Friday was PTI. Or moving last week, I should say. Kind of a crazy move for PTI as well. It's right down to 750. But it started this move at 187, so I could see PTI starting to drop more. I'll probably end up watching PTI as well. We'll see what happens with that one too. And PTI is tradable, so they did add PTI as well. And so they're adding some of these big movers. I'm guessing they'll end up adding NETE soon. It's just probably not going to be added today, I'm guessing. AGRX news. Yeah, I'm curious to see if AGRX tests $1. I think that's kind of the big area. Morning, John. Your level 2, is that just the free one from TD, or do you pay for NASDAQ Total View? It's the free one. I don't pay for anything on Thinkorswim. It's all free. Like I said, for Thinkorswim, I deposited $20 like a year or two ago. And, it's still, my level 2 still works fine. And so it's the free one. But good morning. Yeah, I'm watching TEUM as well, Tiny. It bounced right at 220 like we thought. So curious to see where this one goes now. It's still kind of in that triangle trend here. See if it breaks it. Still kind of busted out of that trend though. And so, you can see the triangle here. It's still kind of busted out of it at 247. To really get back in this trend, it would have to bounce up to 267. But we'll see, ADAP just popping down. What's up, Young? Good morning, man. Good morning. You can see DVAX popping up here. Popping back up to 1350s. Same thing with YECO. It's kind of popping back up here. You can see YECO up to 565 now. Kind of bounced up from 525. So going to watch YECO. Huge range though. And so with this huge range, it's kind of tough to figure out what kind of share size I'm going to take with some of these. Just because the range is so big, Like I said, IGC having that big red day. I was able to take most of this move on Friday. Really happy with how my patience paid out. Like on Friday, if you watch the end of the stream, I posted a video about it this weekend as well. But if you watch the end of the stream, I was still holding IGC going short at about 387, 385, right around this level here. My risk was right up here, so a tight risk. And potential reward was down here at this low of the day. And so I did take some profits at this 370 level, but then I just let the rest work. Obvious goal is for it to break that low of the day, and it just broke down really nicely once it finally broke that level. It was able to get out at 340. But yeah, curious to see what PLAG does again today. PLAG was halted Friday with the T12 halt, and we'll see if it resumes anytime soon. Oh, I forgot to go over the news. Let me try to go over the news really quick, guys. Sorry about that. All right, first one I'm looking up is PLAG. Okay, so actually PLAG is halted due to pending news. And so it's not a T12 halt. Maybe it is, I don't know. But it's halted because of pending news. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, but yeah, let me go over the news real quick just because the market's about to open. So DVAX is the next one I'm looking at. It is up after a 70% overall response rate in their advanced melanoma patients. So good results for DVAX. I think that's a legit catalyst. We'll see where it goes. Next one I'm looking at is obviously NETE, kind of the crazy shipper this morning. Down to $9 here. We'll see if it holds support there, like I said. All right, so this one had good third quarter earnings that came out on the 19th, so Friday. Also, they put out a press release for new secure and regulatory compliant offering targets. So they unified their payment launches compliant payment solution. So basically, I mean, it's a real catalyst, but we'll see where it goes as well. Another one I'm looking at is NDRA. Big gap up here. Not really any catalyst that I see. It had some third quarter earnings that came out on the 19th, and so it's up on good earnings. Tops. TOPS, kind of a crazy move there. All right, so somebody reported the Republic of Marshall Islands reported a 57.1% stake in TOPS. And so, big stake taken in the company. ECEA starting to spike. You can see ECEA starting to spike here. Yeah, a lot of news. No catalyst. Yes, sir. FTFT popping up on the scanners. Remember FTFT? All right, here's the bell, guys. We got 10 seconds. All right, there's the bell. Watching DVAX here. PTI breaking under support at 730s. NIHD pushing up some. NETE dropping all the way down to $8, testing 8 now. Huge spread, but we'll see if it holds support at 8. Hey, appreciate that, Horgan. Appreciate it, man. Big drop on DVAX here down to 1307 from 1340s. Big drop, high spread, big spread. Look at NBEV tanking here. Big tank on NBEV as well. Broke under that 560 support. I know, huge drop. It's just not an entry, really. I mean, unless I get in and... Yeah, for sure. YECO. Yeah, for sure. YECO pushing up at 609. But yeah, that's the first thing I noticed was that the spread was kind of gnarly on it. It's not that bad relative to how much the stock is moving, but sometimes it gets bad. You know, at certain levels it gets bad. So big pullback here. Just such a big percentage move already. I don't know what kind of share size to take with this one. But yeah, we got NBEV falling down some here. It's at 550s. All right, there's the move back. Only thing keeping me is the spread. It's about 25-cent spread at this point. A little scary. Mitch is here.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here, guys.
DRIP for a swing. So the spread's not that bad on DVAX now. It would need to get higher to that 1320s area for me to really want to jump into it. Kind of spready though. Looking at PTI. PTI faded off the VWAP nicely. NIO, big drop on NIO.
MBEV, a big drop also.
Yeah. YECO, maybe a VWAP bounce here at $6 if YECO bounces off of 6 and keeps moving. NETE moving back up to the $10 level. You know, DVAX looks pretty good here. The only problem, like we said, is the spread's kind of gnarly on it. It's typically at least a 10-cent spread so far this morning. Kind of looking at PTI. What do you think about PTI, Mitch?
Focusing
Spread's
here
not
on
that bad
DVX.
here on DVAX. Yeah, I might hop in here. The only problem is the risk. Risk maybe at 1320s. Maybe.
All right. Looking to get in DVX here.
IGC pulling back some here. Where's your risk if you do get into DVAX?
If I do get in, it's going to be at 1340.
Looking at PTI and NBEV for some pullbacks here. NIO a big downwick. I really like NIHD if it can get up to 630. NIHD. Yeah, there's a solid spread right there. Only 4 cents for DVAX. Man, NBEV just tanking here. YECO reversing back down to 550. Yeah, NETE maybe going to bounce off the VWAP here, looking at it at 950. Nice, Missouri. Hey, brother. Awesome job, man.
All right, guys. I'm short there on DVX at 13. Looking to take some profit here at 80s. 75, actually. I'm going to put my order out. I got to change it to half of it.
All right, I'm looking at NIHD here. If it can squeeze up a little bit more on NIHD up to 630s, I'll take some.
YECO going down there below 5 there.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Dropping big. I do like DVAX, pretty fade.
Trying to cover some here down at the support here, guys. All right, guys, I covered some there at 78 there, guys. Covered some. Already have $11 realized in this trade. I'm looking to add here, guys. I'm looking to add. I was trying to get something in between the spread. Wasn't able to fill really big on this. Looking to add on the bounce back here, guys. If this flushes down to 1220s, let it go. I'll just take the rest of the shares I got and try to get the most cushion I can.
All right, I'm going to look to jump in NIHD here, if it can get up here to 620s. Only problem I don't like with it is this double, triple bottom right here at 619. Only scary thing. So for my risk level would be 634, about a 4-cent risk. If it gets up to 630, reward level would be down to 618. All right, so I'm in with 100 shares on NIHD. Risk level's 3 cents, so tiny risk, or 4 cents.
MBEV there looks good too.
Oh man, I missed NBEV.
Yeah, bro, beautiful, bro. Beautiful there at 40s, risking off of 50s. I just couldn't get it because I didn't want to do the 2 stock thing, but beautiful chance there.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see DVAX being an all-day fader. It looks good for you, Mitch. Really
yeah,
does.
man.
Beautiful
it was
fade.
hard, you know. I got in there at
spread.
13, but just battled it, you know.
Yeah.
Wasn't an easy trade, guys. Definitely not an easy trade. Trying to see where the support is in this stock.
DRIP. Yeah, look at DRIP. Maybe bouncing off the VWAP here. All right, I'm going to add 100 shares here. So I added 100 at around 631. Still keeping that tight risk of around 635, 636.
All right, sharing my screen with you if you want to pull up the trade.
I'm already in this one.
Hey, nice. What trade?
NIHD.
And
Tight risk.
HD. All right.
Rewards at 618. Risk is at 634, 635. So a tight risk, I think. I could try to pull you up. Hold on.
Putting out an order to cover here, guys, at 30. As this approaches here at the bottom here. I think we're going to get the swing right now. Might have to cover in the 50s if I want to take some here to add.
Yeah,
But I'm letting her work.
I can't get your screen to pull up anyway. I'm just showing the small one. Alright, here's 33s. Got to be careful here. 29s.
All right, guys. 33s there.
Looking beautiful though for you, bro.
On the bid there.
How many shares did you take with this one?
Only 100 shares because I was looking to add some in between the spread.
Yeah, the spread was kind of gnarly. I don't blame you for that one, really.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to pull your screen up.
There. I'm trying to close this trade and get on out of here, guys. I'm going to take this right here, guys, at 38. Boom, there. Closed there at 37, guys. I couldn't let it touch down to 19s there. Maybe take this, but it's already such a big profit there, guys. Let me take that right there. Boom, look at that, guys. Going right down through there. Daily chart can make this go down all the way to 11s there, guys. I'm going to look for a bounce here, guys, now to VWAP to use my money that I've already gained in this trade to really tackle this trade down. I'm focusing on this one. I know I can nail it, get some more money out of this. Already 100 shares, $42 gain. I'll take it.
Nice work, bro. Nice trade. Beautiful trade, man.
Yep. That's how we do 12 days.
All right, I got to be careful with NIHD here. It's pulling up 235s. I don't want to let it go past my risk level. You can see my risk level here. It's 37s. I'm jumping out. $17 loss. Just didn't follow. Just didn't work out for me. I had that tight wrist though, so no stress. At this point, I'm looking at NBEV and NIO. Good morning, Hip Hop Anonymous. What's up, brother? And if this fakes me out, that's going to be frustrating. But yeah, this is something that you got to be weary of, is that a lot of times the market makers know where people are going to obviously set their stops. In this case, it was here at 35. And so they just kind of go tap me out and then come right back down.
All right. And I'm back, guys. Man, what a move there with DVAX, guys. I wish it would have gave me a fill there. I had orders multiple times out at 1320 on the ask to add another 200 shares. That would have made this trade way over $100. I took some profit there at the support, guys. Maybe a little bit above it, but just wanted to take the trade off. It's a beautiful trade. Now I want to see this stock come back up and reject 72s. The VWAP's there at 1284, and I can use all the way up to 13 for risk.
Yeah, I'm kind of mad I didn't see NIO. Look at that fade on NIO.
Yoko doing exactly what I predicted pre-market, going up there, testing up there to the resistance, and just going right back down.
I'm looking at
NIO just tanking.
Yeah, I'm still looking at NIO. I'm kind of frustrated just because I might also look at NBEV, but I'm frustrated because NIHD faked me out. Barely tapped my risk level and then drops right back under it, which is going to happen, but it's frustrating when it does. Just barely tapped my risk level. Got up to 38. My risk was 35. So, aggravating for sure. For NBEV, I really don't mind it here with a tight risk of the 550s. And so I can take 100 shares of any NBEV. If it breaks 50, I can jump out.
All right, probably looking to tackle down MBEV here. All I needed to do is reject here 48s, not get above 48s on this candle.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at right here as well. But beautiful fade on DVAX. A little bummed out I didn't jump in it with you, but the spread was kind of gnarly. Also looking at PTI here.
Yeah, it was a tough trade, DVX. Wasn't the easiest.
There's
End day
549s.
NDRA going off on the high day momentum.
Yeah, it's not tradable. That was a big gapper this morning in DRA.
There's this bounce for DVX. It could hold 1225s and just keep going back down. I needed to get to 1275s for me to actually really look to take this one down here.
Right, that's kind of what I'm looking at too.
MBEV got above that 48, so it doesn't look as interesting to me. I needed to see it reject 50 first, and then it'll start looking more interesting to me. This is one of those times where it gets way too high up, and now a breakout through 50 can have it way up there at 570 really quickly.
Yeah, there's DVAX popping up here.
Yoko has a little bit of a pattern there to break down 5. You can maybe risk off of 526, but I think the risk is way too high. It could push up there to the VWAP there at 570s. I'm watching DVAX make a move here, guys. I might take a trade as long as it can get somewhere up there in the 60s, looking for the 70s.
That's what I'm looking at too. If it can get that high, I got to be careful if it breaks 1250, but I like the risk of about 12. Let's see. I like the risk of about 85 if it can get up to the 70s.
All right, I have my order out there, guys, to fill at 72. If it gets to 72, I'll fill in there and try to tackle this stock again. Did I leave some shares? Cool. No, what I did was I took some at the first support, which was 75, and then I tackled that second support. It was a quick in, quick out kind of trade. I do wish I would have got more sizing, but I knew that my risk needed to be bigger, and I needed to risk about 20 to 30 cents on this trade. Was looking to size into it. Never had a chance to size into the trade fully, as it didn't bounce back there after that first support touch. And that's it. You take what you get. If it bombs down, you take the next support and you celebrate, because in the end, 100 shares, $42, I'll take it anytime.
Right, 100%, man. That's a big gain for 100 shares, so nice work, bro.
Yep, and most of it with 50 shares, guys. Selling 50 shares from 13 all the way down there to 1230s.
Look at it, guys. NBEV still holding that 550 level. Just broke underneath the VWAP. It's what I'm looking at now.
It's not a bad idea there after that reverse there.
It's a tight risk. Yeah, I'm going to set a tight risk right now for a 50. If it breaks 50, I can jump out. If it lets me in here. Whoa, do not want 1,100 shares.
There's DVAX just kind of snapping right back down there.
There you go. All right, I'm in NBEV. A lot of resistance above at 550, so just going to try to let this work.
Yeah, I might get into it also, but I'm going to look to get a little tighter to 446. I want it to bounce one more time. But if it goes below the VWAP there, then you got the best entry. So that's how risk to reward can be kind of subjective there. There you go.
There's 41s. Let's see if it continues to move down.
You don't have to worry about continue. Look at the volume that went through. Like I always say, man, pay attention to the volume. Don't worry about where it is. That was an important level, right?
Yep.
And what happened there on the time and sales? At 41 and at 541, you got 18,000 shares that were shorted. That's how you really start taking advantage of the time and sales. So the psychology is that's where it should have been shorted in the 540s. You see that ad there at 540? That shows you confirmation that shorters are in this trade. Now all you need to do is it to respect that level of 46, and it will go right back down. First support there is 529.30s. Second support, 511s.
Yeah.
That's really what trading's all about, guys.
I'm looking at NIHD here.
I'm glad I was able to call MBEV there earlier, even, and you would have been able to take some profit there already. You would have been able to add there at 546. Look for a nice takedown. Good stock there.
Yeah.
There's your move to the 30s.
Yeah, waiting to take some profits if I can down here. Needs to clear out on the spread a little bit.
Yeah. This is when I recommend what you do is you want to have your order out there already so that it could kind of fill, or you could have the order out there looking to fill here.
I might take some off here just to bank it. There we go.
Right there.
All right,
That's
got
how
it.
you do it.
Yep.
Yeah. I think 1 to 2 cents off of it, it's not a bad move. And now what you can do is you can look for your re-add there at VWAP, or you can just let the trade go.
Yep.
How many shares did you get of it? 100?
Just 100. Yeah, you know
Yeah.
me. I sized down. Last trade was 200 shares. If I have a losing trade, I size down, which I think is a
Yeah.
good habit to get into.
I mean, it's a good and a bad one, brother. It's not gonna help you, but it won't hurt you. Kind of that kind of thing.
Right, true.
I necessarily say you just gotta, just gotta man up. Try to take the same risk to reward on each trade, and if you do that, you're gonna win, brother. If you would have taken that 200 shares on that, you would have made your money on this trade.
Yeah, for sure.
So just stick to what you want to do. Don't change it because you lose once. We're always gonna lose. What we can't control is when it's gonna happen. The only thing we can do is control how we trade it, guys.
Yeah.
Don't worry about losing. Worry about trading. That's all you can do as a trader. All right, guys. I want MBEV to spike up here, get slightly above VWAP, and I'll go ahead and I'll hammer it down. If not, then let it just keep going down to that 515. See if you get some volume as it heads to that 515. See if you can get that real nice breakdown through that support.
Nice little fade thus far, though.
Oh, trust me. Yeah, it was nice. I was thinking about those 42s, but I really wanted 46. Maybe got a little picky. I was going to get into it bigger sizing, probably about 400 to 500 shares. So that might have been the weight,
Yep.
as I say. All right.
Down to
One looking
26s.
interesting is Yelko. Yelko right there. Getting really interesting.
May bounce here. Spread's clean. Starting to tighten up a little bit. What's up, Darvin? How old are you? I'm 30 years old, man. Turned 30 this year. Not happy about it.
I'm 12, man.
Yeah.
12 and trading, killing it. What's up, guys?
Yeah, I might sound young, but I look young too. If you see a picture of me, I look 15. When I buy these electric cigarettes, they still card me and like quiz me on my ID, which I'm actually starting to like now. I used to hate it, but now that I'm 30, it's like, yeah, I'll look 15. That's cool.
Yeah, you old man.
Right, man.
Old man.
They
Old
literally,
man John over here.
They literally quiz me on my ID, and they don't think I'm 18. I'm 30. Now that I have a beard, it's a little bit less. It's a little bit less obvious, or it's a little bit better, but I still get quizzed on my ID. I sound 65, really? Do I really sound 65?
Man, 65, John.
Yeah, I know, bro.
Senior citizen over here.
65, man. I don't know
Get
any
that
65.
discount.
I don't know any 65-year-old that says bro or brother. All right, there's 23s looking good. Gonna try to let it test these lows here.
Yeah, D-backs down there now. It's 1162.
Really debating on just taking this last 50 shares off and then adding it if it gets back up to the 540s. Just because I'm not taking big enough sizing and I do want to bank this profit. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to take this half off here. If it bounces, I'm going to add back up to 540. But a beautiful fade here for NBEV. Took away almost all of the loss on the day. I could be a little bit more active with this account since I'm still waiting for my student account. And so I could be a little bit more active. Anybody trade with Webull? Yeah, I mean, Webull is actually a previous sponsor of mine. So Webull sponsored the channel before, and I've had a few videos out on Webull. I like Webull. Webull is the only problem with Webull. The biggest flaw, I think, is that, for instance, like Robinhood has an option to where if you exit the trade, your transaction is completely. There's no T3 rule. You know, the settlement happens immediately with Robinhood on some trades. And so the biggest problem with Webull is that the settlement does not happen immediately. You know, that's the biggest flaw with Webull. And so, you know, I still love the fact that Webull offers pre-market and after-hours trading. And so I think that's beneficial for sure. I think the fact that I can buy 100 shares in pre-market with a $100 account is great. You know, but like I said, biggest flaw is that the settlement doesn't happen immediately. You have to wait a few days.
John,
I know, man.
You should be taking profit.
I see it.
Patience is everything.
I know, brother. I know, man.
Maximize your gains, my friend. Especially when you take less share size and you're trying to make up for a loss. You got to maximize your gain there.
Right, for sure. That's the reason I took it off, is because my share size was so small. But like I said, if it bounces up to the 530s, I'll add it back. And that was my ultimate plan with it anyway.
So now what do you have?
Huh?
You got out of the position completely?
Yeah, I'm out. I only had 50 shares left, is what I was saying. And that's what I'm saying. If it bounces back to the 30s, I'll add my 100 shares back and let it test this low of the day, which I think it probably will. This is already a pretty significant move down, and I mean, obviously it could break it here and just continue if the momentum's strong enough, but I'm more inclined to see it bounce back up to the 530 level. There it goes. It just broke.
Yep. You gotta hold, brother. Gotta sell out the support, wait for the bounce.
Yep.
There was no problem with you taking profit, but the problem is where. You know, you have to, just because its slowdown comes, if a bounce comes, you have no problem adding at 38, right?
Right, for sure. That's what I was planning on.
That's where you got to get the pressure off of you there in the 20s. Stop pressuring yourself about making that money back. Let that bounce come to that VWAP and hammer it.
100%. I agree. Look at, I'm looking
I
at.
always say, increase when winning. You were winning there.
Right, for sure. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest hole in my game, is not holding it to my levels. You know, I pre-planned it out. Like I said, risk in this was pretty small. Getting in at 543 where I got in and setting that risk level of 550s. So a pretty tight risk, like a 7-cent risk here. Reward would at least be down to the 520s. Probably 525 is where, if I'm realistic, I should have set my reward. And so from 543 down to 525, what is that? About a 24 cent risk or reward with a 7-cent risk. So about 3-1. So a beautiful risk to reward on this trade. Missed out on some gains here, but I took a decent amount of the move. Like I said, like Mitch is saying, the only thing I'm disappointed in that I did wrong was I sold my last remaining shares here, and I missed out on this drop. You know, but I got it.
Trying to short Yelko here, guys, at 5. Let's see if I get filled. I have an order out there at 5. 100 shares to risk off of 15 or 510. Looking for this to crash down here, get below this. Need a bounce there at least to 5.
Yeah, I don't have to locate shares, Stevie. I can just press the short button.
canceled my order there, guys. Canceled my order. I saw the ask get up there to 510. I need the order now to get on the bid side at 505, and I'll take the trade. But if it's not at 505, I don't want to go ahead and let the spread open up 20 cents on me and try to get in on something that I'm trying to risk only 10 cents.
Jason, so I'm trading on TAPS, which is TradeNet's partnering broker. They said the sale was going to end on the 20th, but when I click on the link, the sale's still going on. And so if anybody's interested in signing up to TradeNet or TAPS, this is the broker I'm using, which is TAPS, which is TradeNet's partnering broker. So I paid for the intro package, and I'm paying for the intro package. It's not a deposit. And with that, I get $14,000 in buying power with a $700 max loss. And any profit over the 14K, so if I bring it up to 15K, there's a 70-30 profit split. So if I bring it up to 15K, I keep 700, they keep 300. The thing I really like about TEFs is that the commissions are super cheap. It's like $3 to $4 for a round trip if you're using less than 250 shares. And so really cheap commissions. The biggest flaw is that some stocks are not tradable. You know, about half of my watch list today wasn't tradable. If you watch us trade, though, you can usually see we find some stocks to trade. There's always at least a few stocks that we want to trade that we can find here. But yeah, that's easily the biggest flaw. I try to be honest with people about it. Like I said, the link is in the chat. It's the bit.ly link. And I do make a small commission from it. But if you want to help support the channel, you can go through my link. And I appreciate it if you do. But I think you guys can probably see I'm honest with people about it. And like I said, the biggest flaw is that some stocks are not tradable. Specifically, cheaper stocks under $5. Most of the time, you're not able to trade those stocks. And so you do want to understand that. But if you're like me, who's kind of niche in trading, is stocks in between like $5 and $6, all the way up to $20, $25, there's generally a good amount to trade, but you do want to understand that.
Looks like I'm not going to take the trade here on Yelko. As the more it holds, the more it becomes a risk to getting up there and bouncing to that VWAP, and the risk to reward just isn't worth it for me.
I'm looking at PTI, Mitch. What do you think about PTI? If it gets up to 730s, I like the tight risk of 745.
Is it tradable?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So what I think about this stock, let me see the fade.
Look at BKTX actually, Mitch. Real quick, sorry.
I had seen that one. That one doesn't look good anymore. It was good. It doesn't look good anymore.
No, I don't have to locate shorts. Not on TEFs. Since TEFs is CFD trading, I don't have to locate anything. You know, anything that's tradable on TEFs is shortable. So anything that I can trade, I can short.
Yeah, on PTI, I would need to bounce back above VWAP for me to short because I liked the levels off of 745. I don't like these levels down here. If you see it on the 5-minute, you'll understand what I mean by 745. Yeah,
for sure. I see that. What do you think about... I'm looking at NIO. If NIO gets up to the 750s, 754 is really where I'm looking at. If it gets up there, a tight risk can be set at 62. And so what is that? Set 8-cent risk. And reward can be back down at this low of the day at 735. So about a 20-cent reward. I do like that, from 754 down to 734, and then a risk area of 754 up to 762. So tight risk of 8 cents, reward level of about 20 cents. So I like that, better than 2 to 1. It would have to get up to that 754 level for the risk and reward to be that good with NIO, and so we'll see if it actually gets that high, which is a big if. I don't know if it's going to have the strength to get back up there.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh yeah, Mitch, I'm probably going to end up posting our preview of the risk and reward class after the stream today. And so just letting everybody know, yeah, I'll be posting a preview of our risk and reward class from a few weeks ago after the stream today. I'll go ahead and upload it now.
All right, guys, I'm seeing a head and shoulders pattern on Tiva. I almost took their 44s, 45s. I was looking for a bounce there to 50 or somewhere in there to get short. I didn't really get it. I'm going to look for it here, see if maybe it bounces back to 50. But it did look good for VWAP rejection. We've got rejection after head and shoulders pattern. So bounce here, 48. I can risk off of 51, and I can take this trade. Needed to bounce at least to 47 and below 50. So I'm gonna look for that, see if I get it. If not, it can just probably go right back down to those 32s. Did look interesting there at 46. I was expecting a little bit above the VWAP and then rejection, and that's why I didn't hammer on it, but looked interesting. The shipping stocks guys are really getting strength here, at least from what I've been seeing on all of them. They're all kind of setting up there. Yelko finally breaking that 5 there. Didn't seem like a bad trade now, but really had that risk up there to the VWAP, and I really didn't want to see a surprise buyer step in Yelko and squeeze it up there. A lot of times you got to know, you got to know when to risk it, know when to fold it up, and right there, it definitely wasn't the chance to take a big risk there. MBEV working its way back to the VWAP there. The risk would have to be off of I don't really like the pattern anymore. It doesn't look symmetrical.
For NBEV.
Yeah, it just doesn't look that good anymore.
Yeah, I mean, if it gets up to 530, risk level could be at 540. Here, you can see there was a lot of support and resistance here earlier.
There you go. There's a shakedown for Tiva. Just missed it, guys, by a little bit, but it was a good trade idea. One of the key things, if you really look at this stock, you get a head and shoulders right before it, and it tries to bounce there to 2150, rejects there. So that's combining a pattern that we went over in class yesterday. We went over different rejection patterns, and this one is a head and shoulders. It rejects there. Bearish pattern. All you want to do is see it reject after it creates the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder, not going over that right shoulder, and that's exactly what you get on this stock. And you get that rejection coming with it, volume stepping in there at 2140s. You got 101,000 shares that were shorted.
Somebody's asking, hey John, can you swing trade on the funded account? You can, but I think there's some fees with that.
Yeah. So I started looking more into that. Starts getting a little bit expensive. You really need to be in the green if you want to swing trade with a test account. It's kind of like thing, if you're trying to swing trade, to be honest, we would probably more recommend somewhere where you can go and get cheaper fees. Test is our recommendation for day trading.
Right. But we're honest with the people about it. I don't know if swing trading
is
worth it. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to tell you go on the test and then make you pay an arm and a leg to trade. That's not the idea. We want to really support traders, especially new traders. So a question like that, I would say probably your best shot is Robinhood.
Webull,
Webull, something that you can execute for free.
Yeah.
And you're at least not taking a hit the moment you get into the trade. Yep. And that's really what commissions are, guys. It's kind of our price to pay for the trade. The moment you take the trade, you have to be willing to accept that you're willing to pay whatever the commission is, and that's the rate. No matter what's going to happen, you've already given up money.
Exactly.
And that's why I stick to my levels, guys. You don't want to be paying commissions and then just getting out of a break-even trade if you didn't even give it a chance. Because not giving it that chance just shows that you weren't trying to take the trade to begin with, and you shouldn't have been in the trade. Man, what a move today by DVAX, though. I didn't expect it to get back to that VWAP, and the spread was big, but it was definitely had that risk to reward element. That's why I went with 100 shares.
There's NBEV here. So I do like this one if the spread can even out and it gets up to 530, because then a risk can be set at 540, reward can be set down to 5, and so 3-1 risk to reward, which is pretty good. I'm gonna look at it though, see if it can actually hold these, not hold this level, but get the spread up to about 540. Like Mitch is saying though, it doesn't look symmetrical, but I think it has some room to come back down, so we'll see. Might not get up to my level before it tanks here though, we'll see.
Kind of interested here on I for VWAP rejection. Looking at I for VWAP rejection here.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't know if it would quite get up there. It just didn't quite get up to my level, but I want to be patient with this one, especially if I'm going to take a trade this late and let it get up to exactly my level, which would have been 530, 529 on the ask, or on the bid, I'm sorry. And it just didn't quite get up there before it tanked, but this is really the drop I was looking for. It just didn't get up to my level, so no stress.
All right, looking to get here in on I. Trying to risk 100 shares here. If I can get in at 34.50 or above, that's where I'll try to get in there. Ooh, looks like it's rejecting without me. Let's see if I get filled here. Marley, stop playing with Hendrix. All right, guys, short it there off of 63, guys. Risking off of 63. Yes. Got in there, guys, short at 34.57. Look at that entry. All right, guys, it's going to take the first support here, guys. It's going to be at 34.26. Can't let it go over 63, guys.
Yeah, there's 29s and 26 on the bid. Starting to get a little bit more interested in NBEV here. Like I said, risk can be at 540s. Maybe 542, 543 if it gets there. Alright, so I'm in with 100 shares here. No, my order didn't get filled. Cancel it. Alright, so I'm in with 100 shares on NBEV here. Like I said, risk is 540s. We'll see if it gets there.
All right, guys, remember my risk here is 63, and I got in on I at a nice short of 57, 34.57, 100 shares. Looking for this move down to support again, and I'll take my first profit here, guys. I really like my entry here on I. Got in there right at the resistance there. Now it's rejecting the resistance. That's what we want to see. And I think Marley agrees. All right, guys, this is where I just kind of respect my levels, guys. I know what my out is. If the trade goes my way, then it goes my way. If it doesn't, I'll just get on out and celebrate my win. Take my 12-day winning streak into tomorrow, guys. 12 days, haven't lost a day in October. All brought to you guys live.
Killing
And
it,
I'm
man.
going to continue, guys, to continue to show you guys how you guys can do the same way as long as you focus and stick to risk and reward. And that's what we try to show every single night in our class, is really teach you how to really manage that risk to reward so that you can get these potential profits and
Yeah.
maximize on that.
Yeah, a lot of people are teaching, a lot of people teaching strategies, and that's great and everything like that. But the real learning comes from understanding risk and reward and just developing plans around positive risk and reward ratios and then using that to profit from. That's really where it's going to be. You can learn any strategy in the book, and that's fine. But the real learning comes from risk and reward, I think. The real improvement is what I mean.
Yep, 100%. I'd have to agree with that. All right, guys, don't want this now above 59. Don't want this back above 59. I'm seeing volume come into this stock now. I do want to just to break
beautiful.
down.
I'm going to take half off here into this breakdown. I just took half off there. Just going to let
Good
the
job,
rest
John.
work. Took half of the
Risk to
support
reward,
at 520.
man. Risk
Yeah,
to
it
reward.
was positive, man. The risk and reward was 10 cents. And so
Yep.
at this point, I can get out for break even if it rebounds, and that's okay. I can just hold it, let it work. Try to get a drop back down to the lows.
All right, guys, 59 is now my out. If I see 60s go through there, guys, I'll get out of this stock. Only risking about 3 cents here now. Only risking 3 cents here, guys.
So I want to see this 520 area turn into resistance now. And I'm just going to let the rest work.
I like it, brother. I like it. All right, guys, 60s there. I just need to see if 60s are going to fly through. If not, I'll get on out of this trade, guys.
What's up, Trading Monkey? Good morning, man. Good morning. How you
All
doing,
right,
bro?
I'm out there.
All right, we got down to 511s. Let's see if we get a bigger crack here.
All right, guys, took a little bit of bigger hit there, guys, but respecting my levels, just pulled out there. The spread definitely did bounce there. Got squeezed there, guys. Got out for a $15 loss there, but it's all good. At the end of the day, guys, finishing the day up $30, about $27.50 for the day. I'll take that, guys. Took a risk there, had a good risk to reward there. The risk was 57. I actually got squeezed up there. I didn't like how the ask and the bids opened up. It went all the way up there to 72. Definitely lost more than I expected there. And that's why you have to respect your levels. As a trader, I know if it does get above my levels, I need to get out. A lot of traders can hold at that second, and it can easily become a really bad loser. I was able to manage, get out, take that hit, which isn't that big of a hit relative to that first trade, which was $42. And I'll take that anytime, guys. It's a great day in the market.
Yeah, I just got out of NBEV. I actually have stuff I gotta do. I forgot I have a doctor's appointment today, and so I have to close the stream down, and I have to get on out of here, guys. So, like I said, I ended the day green, but like I said, we're gonna end up. I'm gonna post that preview right now, but I gotta go to the doctor's appointment. So be on the lookout for that risk and reward preview of our class. I'm happy I was able to rebound from this today. I was down 17. I ended the day up in net profits, which is always good to see. But I got to get on out of here, guys. Like I said, definitely happy I was able to get out, but I completely forgot about this doctor's appointment. So I got to go. What's up, Classic AP? What's up, brother?
Yeah, one last thing before we go, guys. I did talk to you guys about wheat stocks and how the market a lot of times has a tendency to weigh in investments and kind of innovations, different industries before the industry actually gets live. This is the same thing that happened with the weed industry. The pricing to these moves has already been moved into the market. And what you're seeing now that Canada actually did go live is you're seeing now the balancing of the equation, the valuations meeting the right price. And now we will really see if these weed stocks are really valuable or not.
Yeah, exactly.
And with that, guys, I leave you guys. I hope you guys have a great day. 12-day win streak going. Haven't lost a day in October. I'll keep it going tomorrow, guys. Like always, we preach risk and reward.
Yes,
Join
sir.
us every single night in our classes so that we can go ahead and get you to where you want to be.
Yes, sir. All right, guys, have a good day. I'll see you guys later. I'm posting that risk and reward preview now. And so, yeah, have a good day, guys. We'll see you all later. Yeah, I'm out of the trade, Netron. I gotta go, so I just exited the trade. It might pull back here. I don't have time to let it. I don't have time to let it work. And so, appreciate all the subs today. I'm just now seeing them. Appreciate the sub, Alec. Yes, Chase, Lauren. I don't know why I'm not hearing any of these, but appreciate all the new subs today, guys. Really appreciate it. But yeah, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. We day trade live on stream every weekday morning, starting at 8:40 market time. And really let you watch us day trade live. You know, a lot of other people, they might brag about gains and stuff like that, but we actually trade live on stream, let you watch our winners and losers. We're not able to hide anything. And with that said, Mitch is on a 13-day winning streak, all documented and traded live. And so we can't hide anything. So when you see Mitch go on a win streak like that, it's actually a real win streak. You know, we're actually trading live on stream every weekday. And so good luck, and I'll see you all later. Have a good day. Also, hit the like button if you want to help support the channel. Hit the like button on this video. Appreciate all the support, guys.